There's nothing more cozier than having a log fire burning when the weather outside is torrential. I think this is storm. Well, we've had Storm Dudley. I think this is Storm. Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it. It's not Glynis, is it? Because it has to be a man's name, doesn't it? The storms are masculine and hurricanes are feminine. Is it Glynis? Something like that. I don't know. Let me know. Actually, I'll put the storm's name there. Future Johnny will do that. Thank you, Future Johnny. Job done. And the elements, the natural elements, especially if we come into strong contact with them, like we can hear the rain on the tin roof, can become a really good way into the present moment and good meditation practice. All of the natural elements will do this, like the wind, if you can feel the wind on your face or hear the wind around your building, or gentle breeze on your face in the summer. Connection with the natural elements. If you live by the sea, sitting on the beach with the waves rolling up to you, the sound of the waves, the sensation of the ocean, the feel of the sun on your face. Very simple things, maybe things that we take for granted, but if you use them for your meditation practice, they become wonderful tools, because we are part of our environment. We're not separate from our environment. To think that we're separate from our environment is a mistake. Then we are separate or separated from the larger system that protects and nurtures us every day of our lives, and so we'll start to feel an alienation, a distance from these mothering, nurturing, loving forces. So using sound, using the simple senses, touch, wind on the face, the sound of the rain, can reconnect us in a really profound way, something as simple as that. So when I heard the rain on the tin roof, and I just stoked the fire up, I just thought, this is a wonderful moment for meditation. Let's record it. Let's do it together. And hopefully the rain is something that you can hear, especially with headphones on. There's a dual stereo mic thing going on there, and it should be capturing the rain nicely. So let's do a little mindfulness meditation together. Cup of tea at the ready. Might as well have everything you need at the ready, within reach. So how do we do this? How do we use sound specifically and sensation to enter the present moment? Well, we just allow ourselves to experience what's happening right now as it's happening. That's the only place where life is actually happening right now. It's not happening in the past. You know, when people worry about things in the past, those who have gone, that's not where life is. It's not happening in the future if people are maybe dreaming about their holiday to come, or they're worrying about things that might or might not happen. It's not in the future. That's not where life is. Life's happening here and now. So a great deal of peace and calm starts to enter our sensory experience from rejoining that life that's happening all the time here and now, but we tend not to reconnect with that. We tend to be lost in the past in some capacity, or lost in the future in some capacity. So we just listen to the rain. And you can do this as well. Listen to every drop hitting the tin roof. Bring yourself to that razor's edge of the present moment. There's no past. There's no future. There's just one very large present moment where everything is happening, the past and the future. or what we perceive to be the past and what we perceive to be the future is all happening here and now. We start to feel tingly all over as we enter the present moment in this very strong and profound way. And sound will do this for you, probably better than any other of your senses. There's something about sound that keeps our attention. Like when you find some music that you really enjoy, you don't just listen to it once, you listen to it over and over and over again. You don't get bored of it. Sound has this engaging quality to it, whereas a film that you really enjoyed, you might not watch it again. Sight is different to sound in this way. Sound is the easiest way into the present moment. If you experience it in the right way, bringing your attention to what's happening right now as it's happening, and the rain is getting quieter and quieter. It's just a whisper now. And you stay with that. And because you're with that moment as it's happening, and you're connecting with real life as it's happening in the present moment, the only place it can happen, the memories of the past dissolve, the aspirations for the future dissolve. You find yourself alive right now, and that's a good place to be. It is completely possible to miss your life, totally miss your life, because you're not in the present where your life is happening. You're always in the past or always in the future in your mind. And when you reconnect with your true nature like this, it feels good. That's what meditation is all about, and that's what mindfulness is all about. Connecting with your true nature that's always perfect in every way, that only knows how to shine, doesn't get involved in silly squabbles and petty arguments and this sort of thing. And the more you can connect with your real nature, your true nature like this, through mindfulness techniques, through appreciating the soundscape that's around you, the more you'll find your real nature, your true nature, comes through and shines through in your everyday life, in all of your actions and activities. You stop worrying about things. Things just don't seem to touch you. You still get things sorted out that need to be sorted. You don't become complacent, but you don't fixate, and you let it be. You let it go, and you let it flow, rather than fighting, as though you're in fast flowing water and you're scrambling for your existence. You stop scrambling, you let the water take you, you let the flow of the universe take you. And that's how you find your true path and your channel, often not by searching but by letting go and trusting. And you let go and you stop fighting, it all starts to make sense. But you have to quieten your mind to do that. Mindfulness techniques like listening to sound, just do it for 5 or 10 minutes every day. It's easy to find 5 minutes every day, and it becomes a joyful thing, and you'll find that you'll want to do it more and more. 5 minutes become 10 minutes. I mean, this video has probably been 15 minutes. It's so simple. And if you find your mind does wander off into the past, thinking about things that have happened, maybe worrying about things that have happened, thinking about the future, dreaming or worrying about the future, it's okay, because your mind will be used to and conditioned to going off into the past or the future. But as soon as you notice your mind's done that, you've kind of trained yourself to do that at the expense of the present moment. Simply acknowledge that you've lost center. Don't beat yourself up. Kind of see it in a playful way. See your thoughts as children in a playground running around you, and you're the teacher. You don't stop them from running. Let yourself go into the future and the past, but the moment you realise that you've done that, bring yourself back to the present with sound. Now the rain has stopped. There's a few drip, drops. Stay with that sound. There's a tick, tock, creaking coming from the metal fire as it expands and contracts, and the flue as it expands. Stay with all the sounds. There's always sound there. And if it's so quiet that there's no sound, listen to your own breathing. Maybe even listen to your heartbeat. If it's that quiet, so you'll hear your heartbeat. There's the Lin cat boiling water in the kitchen, doing it automatically. All these things just happen in an automatic way, the same as your body works in an automatic way. You don't have to control everything. In fact, it's better when you relinquish the idea that you have control and just let it go. Trust the universe and let it flow. The rain's coming back. Stay with that. And then you can move on to sensation as well as hearing what's around you. Keep those avenues open. Maybe the temperature is warm or cold, or maybe you can feel some other sensations around you and within you. Just acknowledge those, but don't fixate on them. Just stay with them. Don't let them pull you into other areas of thought. So if you've got feelings within that are telling you to write that letter, go and put the dinner on, go and do this or that. Acknowledge the feeling, that drive. Think, you know what, for the next 5 minutes, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to center myself in the here and now and the sensation of real life that's happening here and now. And everything can just wait for 5 minutes. Plan your meditation time so that you know you've got a good 10-20 minutes where you don't have to do anything pressing, where you won't actually be needed. And now it's become really quiet. I can hear the fire crackling, the wood crackling, very quiet. I can hear a gentle wind outside. It seems to have calmed down a little. The trees are still bending quite a lot. But I can also hear cars on the main road. It's quite a distance away. And at this distance, it sounds like waves rolling in on a beach. And so when you do this, when you enter your mindfulness practice like this, you begin to realize that you don't have any time to worry about the past or the future. There's so much happening around you. There's the sound of rain and wind coming back now. Gosh, the trees have suddenly blown right down to the floor. Sudden gust. You stay with that. It's all happening. There's no time to think about the past or the future, where life isn't happening. Stay transparent to your surroundings like this. Experiencing your surroundings in the end through all of your 5 senses. At the same time, not one at the expense of the other. So as I'm breathing, I'm feeling sensation of my diaphragm moving, my lungs inflating with air, the air warming inside my body. And then I breathe that warm air out back into my environment. Breathe in cooler air, breathe out warmer air. So there's that sensation, but I'm not focusing on just that one sensation. I'm also hearing the gentle rain, someone laughing next door. Plane going over, the traffic on the road in the distance. It's not one experience at a time, it's all of those experiences, and that's what's called being transparent. where you're experiencing through all 5 senses. I've just had some tea and I have sugar in my tea and there's a sweetness in my mouth, taste. I can smell a little bit of incense coming through from the shop, but also a little bit of wood burning from when I opened the fire and put the logs in. It's still in the room. And I'm feeling, I'm sensing, I'm seeing, I'm hearing. Out of all these sensations though, if you get lost and you find yourself wandering back into the future or the past, come back to sound. That's my tip. Sound is the easiest way into the present moment. And when I'm talking in a way that there's no script. I'm not thinking about what I'm going to be saying next. Gosh, the wind's coming down the flue. That made like a whistling sound then. I think it's blowing up really. I don't think we've seen the worst of this storm. I think it's going to hit us quite hard in a few hours. But I'm not really thinking about what I'm saying. I'm just speaking. I'm with the flow of speaking. And your life is a lot easier when you're with the flow rather than trying to premeditate and control everything. It's almost like I'm watching myself talking as I'm talking. And you get to these comfortable states of being when you're really relaxed, and you relax by being in the present moment because you're connecting with your vital energy force, your vital and real, authentic life force, your true self. I hope you've enjoyed this very simple mindfulness training. Listening to a few ways to approach this subject. It is fun. When you find yourself there, you're right at the center of the universe and it feels joyous. It's a knack. Don't try too hard. Use sound to bring you to the present moment, and then gently hold yourself there without trying to control the situation, because the moment you feel the joy of the present moment, we tend to turn it into an object, a sensation that's an object that we then want to hold on to. And if you're holding on to it, that's attachment. In other ways, you're holding on to a sensation, which then, as we lose it through grasping too tight, we feel a sense of, I've lost something. So you don't hold on to the joy. In Zen Buddhism, the joy of the present moment, you kiss the joy as it's passing. In other words, you let it go. And through letting it go, you're letting it flow. And that's what makes the joy stronger and stronger, because you're flowing with the universe. You're not trying to control it or own it. Does that make sense? Does that feel good? Can you feel that joy of the universe? Deeply relaxing, invigorating, completely alive. This is where life's happening. It's not happening anywhere else. And it feels good to be alive, and it feels good to be in the present moment, which are one of the same thing, really. Good. Good. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining in. And I'll see you next time. Stay in the present moment. Bye for now. Bye guys. Bye guys.